guys, supper is basically finished. I'm just letting it set to kind of cool down a little bit. Come on, come on. And I did add quite a bit of water to it, so it's not as thick and saucy as it should be. I did that on purpose because I actually wanted it more like a soup. I need hot liquids in me. I'm actually getting quite cold because being out in the rain, filming and whatnot, I'm still wet. The wind is getting really cold now, so nice hot drink and soup sounds like a pretty good idea. So the beef jerky did come back to nice, soft, tender beef. Oh. Two thumbs up on that. Beautiful. So I've got this whole pot here, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy this in the rain and some wind. Oh, so good. Alright guys, I just finished up with supper and the rain is coming back in. I just did a little bit of a brief cleanup out here. What I did was left my pot out here with the lid off and let the rain fill it up. Came out, switched it out a little bit, let these sit in the rain, also got washed off. Pretty simple dishes this evening, as well as my coffee cup. So the rain basically washed everything up. I've got most of the stuff back inside of the tent right now. And I think that's what I'm going to do with the rest of the stuff, is just get it set inside. If I do decide to make a drink later on, like a hot drink, I can just do it out of the vestibule. I don't think it's going to be wise to come out a little later on because the wind is picking up. The rain's coming in right now sideways from this way. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get everything tucked inside of there. These logs are soaked, so me even sitting on this, I'm getting soaked again after just getting dried out. So I want to go hide inside of the tent for a little bit, right where Boomer is. And I just wanted to get all this stuff cleaned up right now because if it does start pouring with rain, I got to come out in the pouring rain. I'm going to get soaked. So get it all in there now. That way if it does pour with rain, I can still hang outside of the tent and not worry about coming out here. So last little bit of cleanup right here. All right, so ducking inside right now, just got all my stuff tucked in one corner. It is getting dark out, guys. It's almost 8 o'clock right now. So the night is starting to set in. I do have one light that I brought with me, this big pedal light. And this thing is incredible inside of the tents. The only problem is it does hang quite low. I often bump my head into it. So once I'm laying down, it's not really a problem. But what I actually like about this is I hang my gloves and stuff off of this in the wintertime when I need to dry my stuff out off of these pedals, because you can kind of angle them upwards. And it works great to hang things from. So I'm just going to leave that up there for now. If I do need to hang anything up there while I sleep, I can certainly do that. And as well as draping it in between the inner tent and the rain fly up on top is another really great way to fan your rain jacket out and help that dry out as well. So sleeping system, I'll go through this really quick. I brought my Thermarest sleeping bag. This is the Thermarest Parsec. It is a 0-degree bag down to -18 degrees Celsius. So this bag is extremely warm. Even if it's wet or damp, I stay totally warm inside of that without any issue. I do like bringing this in the summertime, believe it or not, just because it packs really small, it's super lightweight, and it's always warm, obviously down to negative 18 Celsius. But even in the summer when it's plus 20, plus 30 degrees Celsius, I just unzip this and use it as a top quilt. And if I'm down on the ocean and I get a really cool breeze, because a lot of areas I camp at in the summertime are still cold, this, I just got to zip it up just a little bit, and I'm totally warm. So it's great. The sleeping pad, I'm using my Amok pad. This is the Fuel LW. It is not the winter pad. It's the 3-season pad, actually. It is, I think it's an R value of 4.5. This is right out of my Amok hammock. I use this tent camping a lot because it's very, very durable, and it works really well. It keeps me nice and warm, super fast to pump up with the pump sack. Works really great, and like I said, it just slips inside of my hammock sleeve when I do want to use it. I don't like using my Thermarest NeoAir X Therm pad in the summertime. I don't like using that a lot if I don't have to be honest. Just because it's really fragile, it's expensive, but it performs super, super good. So that's why I got this and not my Thermarest. Thermarest I say for wintertime where it is fragile, usually on the ground where there's snow or ice. And not rocks and sticks. And that and Boomer is a huge problem with his nails and claws. This pad can handle it a lot better than the Thermarest. So I do have little tent booties, slippers, if you guys have been on the channel for a while. I do put his slippers on his paws when he's inside of the tent. Not so much with this pad, but with the other pad for sure, just so his nails don't puncture it. And that's pretty much it, guys. I've got all my cooking stuff in here. I've got morning routine in here, coffee and stuff like that set off to the side. If it is pouring with rain, I'm just going to crack this door like I got it right now, set the canister on the ground, make up a hot coffee, and enjoy a drink from inside of the tent. Other than that, you guys could probably pick up the raindrops. It's still raining out there. It's not a massive downpour, but it's still raining, which is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm really excited to get out of these clothes, though, because I'm kind of getting sticky and itchy and wet. The pants are clinging to me. The jacket's clinging to me. So I do have a change of clothes in here as well. I'm going to be getting changed shortly because, like I said, it is getting dark out noticeably. And the wind and rain's not letting up. So might as well get in the tent and get cozy, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. Hopefully we'll get the tent glowing beautifully in the night. And have a good look at that before zipping the door shut for the night. All right, guys, I am crawling inside of the tent for the night. Finally got my shirt dried off. My rain jacket is pretty much dry too. The rain is just starting to come back in now with a really fine mist, but it's definitely going to open up in a downpour. So I'm still quite warm right now. The Boomer's tucked in way down by my feet. I'm still quite warm right now. And I should also mention, guys, it is June, almost the end of June, the beginning of July, and it's cold enough to still wear a toque. Now, right now, being inside of the tent after moving around, I am quite warm, but I'll most likely be sleeping with that on my head tonight. and I'm going to keep the hood off of my head from the sleeping bag. I'm just going to slip my feet in and basically drape this over top of me like a blanket, and I'll be totally warm for the evening. But it is definitely cozy in here. There's some thunder rumbling across the lake, and there's two loons that keep calling to each other. Very, very distant echo. It's pretty awesome. It's misty, it's moody out there, very atmospheric. And I'm looking forward to tonight to just crashing out. I might put a movie that I have saved on my phone, prop it up on my boots, maybe watch a bit of that, fall asleep to it. Who knows? We'll see what happens. The wind's just whipping through here. The raindrops are still hitting the tent. And yeah, just a really, really great feeling. This is probably the only time that I enjoy camping in the summer is this. The lush green forest, the cloudy dark skies, the comfortable temperature, not muggy, not hot, and rain. You get that misty, cool rain pushing through. I actually do enjoy this, especially the thunder and lightning storms. My favorite. So I'm going to dim this pedal light down because it is super bright right now and get changed into some comfier clothes. Basically call it for the evening, guys. So I'm going to peace out for the evening. I'll catch up with you guys first thing in the morning for coffee. Good morning, everybody. It is absolutely pouring with rain. We've got thunder and lightning out here this morning. I just went outside for a quick bathroom break, came back in, and I am absolutely completely drenched from the waist down. My rain jacket did really well, but man, my pants are totally soaked. Boomer totally soaked. We had thunder, we had lightning, we had wind all night last night. We had a gentle rain, but now it is opened up and started coming in quite significantly more. So, other than that, I slept really great. So right now, I'm going to get started. I'm going to get started on some coffee here in the doorway of the vestibule. And hopefully that'll go really well, make it up really nice and quick, and enjoy a hot drink, because after being out there and being wet, it is actually noticeably cold. So let's get started on a hot drink this morning. All right, guys. Thunder in the distance. The rain's still coming down. And as you guys can tell with this light on, it is still quite dark outside. Despite it being about late morning, I want to say 8:30 in the morning, maybe 9 a.m. right now. It's still dark out there, enough that I need this light on. So that rain is just coming in. So Boomer's curled up in the corner, soaking wet. I'm soaking wet. He's already had his breakfast and water. He was out drinking out of probably 5 or 6 different puddles, running around the tent doing his thing. And I just need a coffee. So what I did this morning for coffee is I used up the last bit of coffee grounds that I had, and I had a little pack of chai latte mix. I popped that in there. So I have like a cinnamon chai coffee, which is actually really, really good today. The tent doors flapping around. I've got this breeze kind of lofting in and out of the tent. I wish I could open up the backside door, but the wind's coming in that way just to get a really strong cross breeze. It's just not going to happen today, but I am slowly starting to dry out. This hot drink is definitely going to help me relax. And I'm not sure what the plan is going to be today. I'm just looking out there and it's raining. It's going to be raining all day, I think. So I don't know. We'll play it by ear and see what happens, because I do have to get all of this stuff packed up. One thing I will mention, this tent, this 3FUL Tai Chi 2, the reason why I chose to bring this tent, that I mentioned it many other times in other videos, it is an exoskeleton tent. Yesterday when I set this up, the entire outside of the tent, on top of it when it was laying on the ground, was basically a swimming pool. It was totally soaked. When I put the poles in and then started setting up the actual structure of the tent, all the water shut off, which means the entire inner tent was dry. And that's going to be the case today. Packing up, I don't have to take the frame fly off because it doesn't come off. And I don't have to mess around with snaking poles through sleeves and pulling them out because it's an exoskeleton tent. It just clicks on. So packing up today is actually going to be really fast. I can do everything inside of the tent except for the tent. So when it comes time to actually pack up the outside of the tent, basically I'm just going to grab the poles off the tent, hits the ground, ball it up. I'm going to try and jam it in the outer portion of my backpack so it doesn't soak everything else inside, because it is pretty nasty. I don't think I'm going to waste any time packing it in a stuffed sack. I might try and get it in there if I got a break in the rain. But if it's pouring with rain, I'm probably just going to cram it in there and hit the trail and hike out of here. My down sleeping bag has seen better days for sure. It is damp right now. Just from coming in and out with my rain jacket on, sitting right here, it's gotten wet. The inside of the tent's totally dry. But yeah, I'm completely soaked. So, early this morning, we got a little bit of thunder. We got some lightning flashes. We got some wind, some birds chirping. We had some loons out on the lake too. And we got a hot drink, so let's enjoy this. Cheers, guys, and good morning. Alright guys, so the rain is coming in super heavy right now. I'm stuck inside of the tent, almost finished my coffee. I mean, take a look at the door. If the camera's picking that up, it is pouring with rain outside right now. So there are big puddles forming out there. It is like a wall of just white rain falling in the distance. So I'm going to be stuck in the tent for a little bit. I might as well start packing up. I mean, I can get the sleeping bag and sleeping pad packed up behind me, get that jammed in the backpack, get all my cooking stuff packed up. I mean, that's pretty much all I can do. I can't even go outside because it's just pouring, soaking wet right now. If I go out there, I'm going to be drenched, and the hike out of here is going to be horrendous. Got thunder in the distance. I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but there are some loud rumbles of thunder happening out there. So I guess I'll start the pack up process, get some of this bagged up, enjoy the rain, guys. So let's get on that and get that out of the way. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a lot of wet things that I'm gonna have to dry out when I get a chance another day, because it is nasty wet and dirty in here. Boomer, come. Come on. Come on. We may have just missed our window of opportunity moments ago. As you guys can hear, we're in a massive downpour. Huge clap of thunder just went by, and this opened up. I mean, it's pouring. So, as soon as I get a window of opportunity, the bag is packed and ready to go. All I gotta do is throw my rain jacket on. And basically make a jet for outside, zip this up, zip all the zippers, unclip all the clips on the tent, drop that rain fly, and jam it in the tent bag. I know this seems a little redundant, but it is super important, at least for me, to go through the mental process before I get out there and do it, because I see so many people struggle and run here and run there and forget this and forget that. I've even seen people forget their car keys inside of their tent, which they balled up and jammed inside of their backpack, and then when they get back to the trailhead, they have no idea where they are and it's still pouring with rain, and they got to go through everything to find their keys. So it is vitally important to take your time and do this properly. Everything is out of the tent. Jacket's going on, backpack's going on, and then I'm going to get out of the tent in just a moment. Drop it. This is going to be super fast. I'm going to drop the tent, unclick all the pulls, slam it in the bag, and hit the trail. Alright guys, that actually went fairly decent. I've got everything crammed in here super tight, way tighter than what I had it yesterday. just because I got the down bag in the bottom, so it's a lot more squat of a backpack. Typically I put the down bag on top to help it loft up to really give it shape. But everything is in there. Boomer, Boomer's wet. Come on, come here. Come on. He does have a rain jacket, a little sweater that I'm going to put on him as soon as we get going. I just didn't want him rolling around in the mud right now, getting holes in it. So we do have a little window of opportunity right now. Make sure all my tent pegs and everything are in there. It is time to get out of here. I'm going to use this window of opportunity before it turns on us. There's thunder in the distance. I can actually see flashes of lightning over across the lake, so it is coming this way. It's getting a little bit more louder and more of a response from the thunder. We got a little window. Let's get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace out, and I'll catch you in the next adventure.